study on that. And you have to be able to understand the language that they are speaking. So when you get on the phone and message them, that they will be able to respect and they'll give you time to explain your solution. What's going on, everybody? This is Morgan J. Ingram, host of the SCR Chronicles, bringing you knowledge, insight from sales development, sales leadership, and sales in your role today. And what I'm going to talk about is how to reach out to the C-suite, how to get in front of those people. I think a lot of people have certain questions around this, whether it's a CTO, CMO, CEO, COO, CRO, whoever you're trying to get in front of. The C-suite is going to be a little bit more, it's going to take a little bit more personalization. It's going to take a little bit more time for you to get in front of them because their time is very valuable. And so, if you're calling them, if you're emailing them, and it's not relevant information, it may not correlate with them and you may not get a response, right? And so at the end of the day, the focus is to get a response and to, build that pipeline with C-suite executives that you're talking to. So, as I say that, there's three things I really want to talk about that you can do to make sure that when you're reaching out to C-suites, it is worth their time. Number one thing is research. You have to research your prospects and you have to research the company. You have to know what kind of funding that they have. You have to know who their ideal customer profile is based on their website. Also, you have to make sure that their case studies are good and applicable to how you can help them. Also, you need to make sure that people in that organization can help you as well, and that the C-suite can hand you off to the right person. And so most of the time, a CEO or CMO, CRO, CTO, unless it's a small company, will not really sit on that first initial introductory call or demo, but at the end of the day, it probably is going to be their decision whether or not they buy your solution at the end of the day. And so by doing your research, it equips you well for the phone, it equips you well for your email, and if you decide to use a video as well, it's going to equip you to do an actual genuine research and actually genuine outreach so that when they do receive those emails from you, that they'll actually answer. So it's something to consider, something to think about. Do your research so that you're prepared. Number two thing to do when you're reaching out to C-suites is that you need to be able to have a genuine outreach. And so what that means is off the research that you have, having just a genuine type of aura around you. So you're really actually curious about their business. You're curious about them as an individual, and you're curious about, what they're going to do at the end of the day. So you have to make sure that you are very, very genuine in your approach. You're not just a normal salesperson, and that the stuff that you're saying is that, hey, you've actually done all the things prior to actually reaching out, and you're actually equipped to actually, reach out to this individual. Because if you're not genuine in your response, they're going to treat you like another salesperson, and they're not going to answer you, and they're not going to respond to you, because these people are getting messages every single day. So you have to genuinely care about your outreach. You have to genuinely do the research, as I talked about in number 1 point, and you genuinely have to understand what you're talking about, or they will see through you. That's number 2. Number 3 is that you have to speak the same language as your prospects. And I've talked about this a multitude of times, but I think it's even a more emphasis here. It really kind of goes down into everything, like seeing the company's portfolio, going in and kind of seeing their, their revenue base, their assets, their liabilities. You can go on public companies. You can find that. You also need to figure out what their initiatives are, their KPIs, what they're struggling with. You have to speak the same language as your prospects. It's just like with anything. If you go into another country and you don't speak the language, you're an outsider. You don't know what's going on. Yeah, you may be able to figure out, but that respect level isn't there. Same thing goes here for the C-suites. You have to be able to understand what their initiatives are. Hey, CEOs in the tech industry, what are they worried about? CMOs in the manufacturing industry, what are they worried about? You have to study on that, and you have to be able to understand the language that they are speaking. So when you get on the phone and message them, that they will be able to respect, and they'll give you time to explain your solution. Otherwise, they're going to treat you as another number. They're going to treat you as another rep, and they're not going to answer you at the end of the day. So those are 3 things to focus on: how to break into the C-suite. I think those are really basic level knowledge stuff, high level overview. But I think it's something to really think about as you do this outreach, because if you do understand those 3 simple things, you will see your response rates go up. I've done the same thing. I do my research, I'm genuine in my outreach, and I speak the same language as my prospects. And those three things will be able to help you break into the C-suite. So as I always say, guys, keep dialing, and I'll see you guys soon.